If God had an emotion, what would that emotion be? We are very powerful in terms of manifesting our reality, but when we manifest with Source, or when we manifest with God or the universe, things become way more powerful. And so, what if we could tap into the emotion of God, since the feeling is the secret, since thoughts are not as powerful as emotion? What if we could tap into the powerful energy of God, or the powerful emotion of God, to facilitate in creating the reality that we want? So what I've come to realize over my studying the law of attraction for many years now, we want to, number one, learn to unlearn, learn to deprogram ourselves into what we call unconditional love. So I just want you to imagine a baby right now. It's a brand new baby, straight out the womb, fresh to planet Earth, to Pachamama, Mother Earth. This energy comes, this being comes into fruition, and the energy is pure, right? It's pure, it's unconditional love, it's straight from the source, and here it is. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this a miracle? Isn't this powerful? Isn't this the state of awe? Isn't this mystical? Isn't this magical? Isn't this mysterious? This is the energy that creates life, right? This newborn baby comes into fruition. It's here, it's present, it's crying, or it's resting, or it's feeding, and it's just a miracle. It's just a very, very powerful energy. And the energy that the baby operates from is pure, unconditional love, right? So think about this. What if we could step into that state? What if we could become that state and be here and now, and use that to facilitate what we're creating into our reality? Unfortunately, due to the current condition of the human race, we've been conditioned, we've been exposed to certain things, our ego has been programmed in a certain way. So we moved away from unconditional love, and we moved into this arena of fake ego-based love. And it developed things like marriage and romanticism, and this idea that, we got Barbie and Ken, and we think that, we want a relationship and all of this stuff. We even have little kids playing with prams and dollies from when they're little. All of these systems, these programs have been put in place to have this ego-based idea of love. And so when a lot of people talk about love, they're talking about the ego part of love, and it's not the same as the baby kind of love, that same unconditional, powerful love. And this is where we need to learn to get back to. We need to unlearn to this state and manifest from this space. I call this emotion the emotion of awe. Okay, the emotion of awe is the highest, one of the highest vibrational states to manifest from. But how do we get there? How do we get to that level of manifestation where we are operating through this unconditional love, this awe, this presence, this godly, powerful energy? Well, I'm going to share with you a few things that you can begin doing to get you there. And it's kind of fun, especially if you enjoy the area of sex. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is cultivating your sexual energy. And so this is something that I studied for a while now, and I practice, and it's called semen retention, or you can look into things like tantra or sacred sexuality. And learning how to take care of the human body holistically is kind of sexuality as well. So taking care of your health, treating your body as a temple, not sleeping, around with people that, are low vibrate, and just really taking this vessel as treating it like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Bugatti, a really expensive vehicle, because it is a really expensive vehicle. You can't really put a price on, the brain, the heart, the lungs, the liver, the digestive system, the enzymes, the microbiome, like all of this stuff that's going on in the body. It's just, again, a miracle. And just thinking of that and feeling that right now, it makes me tingle, because it's just like, wow, like my human body is functioning and, having all these processes going on whilst I'm talking, whilst I'm communicating with you. And as we know, there's 3 layers to the brain. We've got the prefrontal cortex, or the main cortex, the top brain, which is the consciousness. We've got the mammalian brain, which is the middle brain, which deals with your emotions and the chemicals in your body. And then we've got the first brain, which deals with the automatic nervous system, the heart, the heart beating, your fight or flight response, your survival, and things like this. And so what we need to begin to understand is that all of this has been conditioned and programmed in ways that are not necessarily in alignment with source. And so we want to practice cultivating our sexual energy and unlearning sex, because we are sexual beings, right? And what we've been taught by pornography and from school and teachers, and what we think we know about sex is dramatically wrong, or should I say it's opposing what we call God or source. And it limits us from getting into that state of awe. And so when you cultivate your energy, your sexual energy enough, it puts you in a very, very high vibrational state, but it also makes you more attractive. Have you ever noticed someone, specifically the female, when she exudes sexual energy, she just looks very, very attractive, right? She's smiling. She's just in her feminine energy. It's a very, very attractive, beautiful energy. Obviously, men can step into this energy as well. We have more of a glow, right? Women have glow as well, but men have more of a glow, and something that kind of just stands out, when they're in the masculine and they're in that state. It's very magnetic energy. If we look at someone like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he exudes this electrifying energy. He exudes this kind of sexual energy. And so we want to learn how to cultivate this, okay? Because on an energetic level, we can attract more into our lives. Now, when it comes to sexual energy, we've been taught to release it and let it go. And I think that's the agenda behind it all. When we got things like pornography, you're just letting go of your seed, especially if you're a man, like you're just letting it go. And you're wasting. Okay, nature doesn't waste. Okay, so you're releasing, and it's taking away your power, and it's taking away your awe. Okay, what noise do you make when you have sex? Oh, like it's like a oh sound, right? It's this awe energy is the thing that you need to keep within you. Okay, you need to keep it within you and cultivate it more and more and more until it's overfloweth. All right, and release every so often. Okay, this is practice in the male community. It's called semen retention. For women, they can practice this as well. Men and women can have multiple orgasms through the practice of Tantra and learning more about Tantra. Not that Tantra is only about sex, but going into and studying how to keep your seed within you. You can still have sex, you can still masturbate without releasing. Okay, and you can still have orgasms as well, and it can be very pleasurable. And for men, you can keep on going and going and going and going. This is a very, very powerful vibrational state to be in to manifest your reality. So the first thing here is, what I'm saying is, you want to unlearn sexuality and learn spiritual sexuality. All right, you want to deprogram yourself in the sexual area and learn the spiritual way of sex. So the baby also has unconditional love, right? And so with this side of things, we want to begin deprogramming. We want to deprogram our subconscious mind, unlearn what we've been taught so far about love, about marriage, about why we should be married, why we need to be in a relationship, even why we have kids and things of this nature, and learning more about how to function from unconditional love. So one of the ways in which I do this, I would say to myself, well, what would God do in this situation? You know, how would God act in this situation? You know, and I try to connect in with my guides, with source, with unconditional love, with love and light, and moving according to that alignment, you know, making decisions based on that alignment, you know, even though if it's scary or I'm doubting it or I'm afraid of it or whatever it is, I move forward with it because I'm trusting that unconditional love leads to prosperity. Unconditional love leads to success. Unconditional love leads to great health. And so as you begin to focus on this energy more and more, and you step into it and you unlearn doubt, fear, worry, not trusting the universe, not trusting God and all this stuff, you begin manifesting through the experience of unconditional love. And again, we want to also understand at the same time, most of us have been taught ego. And so of course you're going to have doubts about it because maybe in the past you got hurt right, in a relationship or something like this. And maybe, you know, that's caused a certain trauma in trusting, right? And, you know, that particular experience is, you know, one or two or maybe multiple experiences, but maybe, you know, there's a subconscious pattern causing this to manifest. Maybe there's some ancestral stuff that's causing this to manifest. Maybe there's some past life stuff that's causing this to manifest. It's not that there's things manifesting over and over and over again in your life because, you know, you're just bad luck. You know, I don't believe in bad luck. I don't believe in evil. It's more about realizing what's really going on and diving deep into spirituality and really understanding what's actually going on here. All right. All that exists through my experience with ayahuasca is unconditional love, love and light. That's all that exists. But the ego creates, you know, what we call lack, evil, limitation, all of these things. And so when we're able to step beyond that conditioning, beyond our imagination, beyond our belief systems and all of this stuff, we get into the arena and area of love, unconditional love, and we step into that state of awe. And in that state of awe, we are manifesting way more powerfully. You're probably wondering, okay, what can I do right now to begin manifesting my reality and stepping into the vibration of love? Just notice kids, notice children, them playing, having fun, being in their inner child, being, you know, free and happy and not worrying about a thing, you know. Or alternatively, you can have sex, you can masturbate, but do masturbation and sex as like a exploration of loving yourself and loving your partner, and making it intentional. Not because you want to have sex, not because you just want to fuck. Like you want to have sex because you want to make love. Okay, and there's a difference. And as you begin doing that, you are raising your vibration significantly. We release a ton of hormones in our bodies. Very healing, is very powerful, and we can set intentions beforehand, during, and after, because we're in such a high vibrational state with this. Okay, but the key is, again, like I said, not to release, okay, and limit the climax, right? The climax is where you are finishing, okay? You don't want to finish, you want to recycle, right? What does Mother Nature do? Recycle. It doesn't climax. Nature doesn't climax, it just recycles over and over and over again. And so we want to be implementing the same thing and releasing every now and then. Okay, and again, men and women can do this and practice this. And what you notice over time, again, is you will cultivate that energy of like exuding this sexuality, and you'll become more magnetic and more attractive, not only to other people, but the universe, the energy in itself. And when it comes to manifesting, you are now manifesting from awe, right? Because you've held onto that energy without releasing it. So leave a comment below of what you thought about this video. Highly recommend checking out Tantra, Sacred Sexuality, Semen Retention, Learning to Cultivate Your Energy. I have some videos on this on my channel as well. Again, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video. And check this video over here on God level manifestation. And I'm going to be discussing this a little bit more throughout the next few videos. So make sure you stay tuned. Remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.